"Mama, run!" Her voice tore through the night as she screamed at the top of her lungs. The words echoed off the bridge, mixing with the roar of the rain. A strong arm pulled her backwards. Her feet scraped against wet concrete as she was dragged toward a white van. The door slammed shut behind her. Her head spun. Everything smelled of petrol and damp cloth. The van's engine growled, and the world outside faded into darkness. When she woke, it was to dim yellow light and cigarette smoke curling through the air. Her head pounded like a drum. She forced her eyes open and saw 4 men sitting at a rough wooden table. They were playing cards, laughing loudly, speaking in quick bursts of pidgin and a language she didn't understand. Her heart raced. Her mouth was dry. And then the memory hit her like lightning. It had started that morning. A cold, rainy Tuesday. The kind of rain that made the streets shine under the pale sky. She had failed her final year exams. Again. This was her second and last chance, and she had lost it. The school authorities didn't give her time to think. Pack your things, they said. Leave immediately. So she did. She dragged her worn traveling bag filled with books, clothes, and 1 pair of faded sandals along the wet pavement. Her shoes squelched with each step. The air was cool and soft against her skin. She lifted her face to the sky, letting the raindrops touch her cheeks. "It's over," she whispered. "I'm done." The bus station was half empty, the kind of quiet that only came on a rainy day. She scanned the row of buses, each painted with names of their destinations in bold letters. She found hers, Lagos. She paid for her ticket and climbed in. The window seat, her favorite. The conductor, a wiry man with quick hands, took her bag and tucked it into the luggage compartment. She sat back, hugging her handbag to her lap. "Thank God," she whispered. She was going home. The passengers trickled in. 2 young women with braided hair sat in the row ahead of her. An elderly woman settled on the aisle seat close to hers, adjusting her headscarf. Behind her, 2 young men spoke in low tones about the books they had read. The bus rumbled to life. They rode out of the station, leaving the city behind. The road stretched endlessly. Raindrops slid down her window. The steady hum of the engine and the patter of rain made her eyelids heavy. She drifted into sleep. A thunderclap of sound woke her. Bang! Her eyes flew open. The bus swerved sharply, tires screaming against the wet road. Metal scraped as it slammed against the side rail of a bridge and came to a stop. Her heart hammered in her chest. They were no longer moving, and it was night. Somehow, she had slept through the entire journey, but they weren't in the Lagos she expected. Shadows loomed all around. 4 muscular men stood just meters away, guns in their hands. Their voices cut through the rain like blades. "Everybody down," one barked. Passengers screamed. The elderly woman beside her clutched her chest. Her legs felt stiff from the impact, but she forced herself up. Before she could move, a rough hand clamped onto her arm. She spun. A tall man with scars across his jaw was gripping her, his fingers digging into her skin. "Let her go," the elderly woman shouted, reaching for her. The man shoved her aside. "Move," he growled. In that moment, she knew she wasn't like the others. The robbers were taking money and phones from the other passengers. But her? They were pulling her toward the darkness. Rain soaked her hair and dress. Her breath came fast and shallow. She turned her head just enough to shout the only thing she could. "Mama, run! I'll be fine." The old woman froze, tears streaming down her face. That was the last thing she saw before she was thrown into the back of a waiting white van. The door slammed, the world went black, and now she was here, in this smoky, dim-lit room. Her wrists ached, her head throbbed. The men kept laughing, slapping their cards onto the table. They hadn't noticed she was awake. She stared at the cracked wall, her mind racing. Somewhere outside, a dog barked. Somewhere closer, a key turned in a lock. The door creaked open. A fifth man walked in. He wasn't laughing. He was staring straight at her, and with a cold smile, he said, "Welcome, Aisha. We've been waiting for you."